Oh, it's all fogged up. This spider is very resilient. Third day in a row, this spider has put a web up right here. And third day in a row, I'm gonna have to knock it down again. This time there's a bunch of little things from this tree that have fallen into the web, so it's even easier to see, and I think he even made it reinforced. It's like even better today. This is the spotted cucumber beetle, and it is a garden pest. And interestingly, I didn't see him at all in the first round of cucumbers, but today is the second time I've seen this same one, I think, and then the other day when I saw him, he like flew away before I could film him. But today he didn't, but I need to get rid of him because he does damage to the plants. I have found some sort of pest in this okra. I don't know how well you can see it, but there is a worm right here boring into or out of the plant, and there's a hole right here where the same worm has probably already come out of or gone in or whatever. And there's some eggs right here. But again, I'm not sure how well you can see. There's some little tiny eggs right here. I'm gonna have to get rid of this worm, that's for sure. Okay, now for the main event for today. Flipping the compost pile another time. First I gotta get rid of this spider web. I'm gonna use this pole. That's what I've been using to knock the spider web down. It's unfortunate. I mean, spiders are good for gardens. They can kill and eat all of the, well, not all, but some of the garden pests, insects, but this dude keeps putting his web literally right in the way. And it's a huge web. I can't avoid it. I have decided that I'm just gonna leave this pile out. Like, I'm not gonna put it back in today. I'm just gonna let it sit here for a day. And then tomorrow I'll put it back in. I'm not really sure what that's gonna do, if anything, but this spider's already rebuilding his web. I'm not sure, whoops, lost you there. Not sure what that's gonna do, if anything. But I think it's worth a try just to see what happens. Just kind of let more air get into it. And I'm also gonna water it here in a second. Just let more air and then water get in, and then tomorrow I'll put it back in and see how hot it gets after that. Probably also need to pull out the heap number 1 tomorrow as well. Okay, I went ahead and watered all of that. I also watered heap number 1 just because it was kind of seeming kind of dry, and it's been a while since I've watered it, so I don't know, I just had extra water. But I just want to point out how much of a contrast these two piles are. Like, this is like grass that's been sitting here for about a week, but I haven't really done much to it. I did toss it around a little bit the other day, but other than that, it's just kind of sitting there. You see how light, like a light brown it is, and then this heap is like largely grass, but with the wood chips and some kitchen waste, and what else did I put in there? I think that's pretty much it actually. But because I've been actively turning it and letting it get really hot, you can see how much of a contrast is. I mean, it's like completely different color, much darker brown. And then we have compost heap number 1, which has been processing for even longer. And as you can see, it's even, I'm not sure how well you can tell in the video, but it is even darker than heap number 2, which is to be expected. I just think it's interesting to see that contrast between these 3 piles. So today I didn't do a whole lot outside. I did a lot of thinking about the next steps out here in the garden, and I think that a lot of this stuff, the cabbages and the lettuces and stuff, are a complete failure in this whatever this medium even is out here in these 3 beds that I made. I don't even want to call it soil because it's not soil. And I'm okay with calling that a failure. It was a trial, you know, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to grow. They're just not really growing at all. Some of them are just dying and some of them are just not growing, but they're not quite dead. But so I think what's probably going to end up happening is on Monday I'm going to plant some more onions for sure, because I have a way that I kind of want to try that out. And then I might as well just go ahead and plant more cabbages and more lettuce and more carrots. And before I go to transplant all of those into the ground, I want to basically mix in the compost that I have into this medium, whatever it is, that's on the ground right now in these 3 beds in the back of the garden, and mix that in, water it really well, really good, get it all nice and soaked, mix the compost in, and hopefully that will help things grow better in that, and then redo the beds. And then I want to redo the beds basically into the start of the 3 or the 4 long beds that I marked out yesterday with the bamboo stakes. I'm gonna go ahead and start forming those. I'm not gonna have enough compost to form all of them, or maybe even just one whole one, but I'm gonna go ahead and start forming those with the dirt, whatever it is that is making up the beds now, the 3 beds now, plus the compost. I'm gonna add that together to start doing that. And then as more compost completes, then I will start filling in the rest of the beds. And then eventually, I think once I have enough compost and everything, I will be able to fill up all 4 of these plots that I've made, and I'll have 4 really nice long compost enriched beds that things will hopefully grow a lot better in. That is the plan. So today I was a little unmotivated to get out and do much, but also I just don't really have anything big to do right now. I mean, I could start building new compost bins. I could start there's several things I could start doing, but I just was a little unmotivated, and I think it's okay. Everybody, you know, struggles to be motivated, and I'm trying to stay focused on like the long term, and it's difficult because with gardening and farming, it's really hard to it can be hard to stay motivated because reaping the rewards can take a long time. Like, I've put a lot of effort into, you know, putting all the wood chips out and developing this garden area and making compost, and the rewards of that I won't get to really see for a long time. And it's so, you know, especially nowadays where everything is, I want it now, you know, and everything is instant gratification, and so it can be hard. But I'm going to try to stay motivated and just keep my head up and accept failures as they come and celebrate successes when they happen, and hope that in a couple of years I'll have fruit trees out here that are producing fruit, and I'll have new beds out here that are nice and full of minerals and life that can give back to the plants that I put in them. So that's the plan, that's the goal, and I'm gonna try to stick to it.